Hello and welcome to another edition of Trotsky Buzz. It's the Ides of March. No, it's not. It's the 16th, actually. Between the Ides of March and St. Patrick's Day, tomorrow, I just want to do a real quick one about the stupid debate yesterday, if you saw it, with Biden. Biden looked so presidential. He was so full of shit yesterday and everything that he said. I mean, I think they probably gave him some sort of injection to give him life. He probably, I don't know what it is. He looked alive. He looked good, but everything he said was bullshit. Basically, just to break it down real quick, he was talking about how words matter. What Bernie says about, Castro and China and the dictators. Words matter. I've heard Joe Biden. In fact, first time I ever heard Joe Biden speak was about 20 years ago. He was speaking. I saw him on, I don't know, one of these low C-SPAN or whatever. He was speaking, it was during the Democratic Convention here in Los Angeles. He was speaking to a group, and also he used that term. So I remember that's one of Joe Biden's favorite terms, words matter. Well, guess what, Joe? You know what's more important than words? It's lives, human lives. Joe Biden is talking about how Bernie is saying good things about dictators, even in the debate yesterday when he said something about China. Lives matter. Lives of American troops matter. Joe Biden voted to send American troops to die defending dictators in Kuwait, dictators in Saudi Arabia. Okay, that's who Joe Biden is. Yeah, lives matter a lot more than words. But no, he gets to say bullshit like that and look presidential because no one's going to say anything to him. The media's all in. They're not going to stop him. But this piece of shit sent American troops to die to defend dictators, and now he's going to talk about it. Then he talked about the banks. We saved the banks. We saved the banks. Yeah, they saved the banks. The people who got us into this crisis, who were extremely rich before the crisis, were super rich after the crisis. Of course, Bernie couldn't answer. The real solution would have been to nationalize the banks. This way, all those Jamie Dimons would have been out in the street where they belong. Okay, we paid for it. Why not just nationalize the bank? We take it over. If we're going to buy something, we'll buy it. It's ours. This way they can't screw us today. Same thing with General Motors. General Motors recently closed plants. Okay? So, again, it's socialism for the rich, ruthless capitalism for everybody else. Nationalizing. But, of course, you say that in American politics, then you might as well, I don't know, call yourself Trotsky. I don't know. That you can't say it, unfortunately, but that's the real solution. Not to bail out the billionaires, which is just what we did. Not whether the banks, where we let the homeowners lose their homes. GM, we bailed out the shareholders, and now they're moving plants. People are going to lose jobs. We can nationalize it. That's what we should have done. But I don't know. I don't know what will happen. And also health insurance. The coronavirus. And he's saying about Italy. Well, Italy has a single payer. Doesn't work. Hasn't prevented the coronavirus. Look, 45 to 60,000 Americans die every year because they don't have health insurance. That's the crisis. That's a crisis way, way bigger than the coronavirus. That's almost like 1,000 people a week. Imagine if 1,000 people a week were dying from the coronavirus. Imagine what would happen. They'd declare martial law. Seriously, they would. That's the real crisis, not the stupid coronavirus. That'll pass. Just like 2 years ago, we had a flu season, killed 60,000 people, So, but think about it. 60,000 people a year die because they don't have health insurance. And how long has it been since Obamacare passed? 10 years? When Joe Biden called it a big fucking deal? 600,000 people died? That's the size of a city, 600,000 people. Oh my God, that's the real crisis. Joe Biden doesn't give a shit. And oh my God, I hope he loses. He'll win though. He has a really good chance of winning. All right. Remember, elections are. You always hear these idiots like David Axelrod. Elections are about addition. Well, in a democracy, yeah, but in the oligarchy, it's about subtraction. Just get the other people's voters to stay home. That's how you win elections. And Trump's not popular, and a lot of moderate Republicans recognize Joe Biden as a moderate Republican, which is what he is, and they may well vote for this idiot. And he didn't have any of his senior moments. And the problem is the bar is so low for Joe Biden. You know, if he doesn't really say, you know, just totally lose it, and hopefully he will from now till November. But we do need to create a third party. That's the only solution that's going to, you know, otherwise this will never end. This will never end. We'll never, ever, ever take over the Democratic Party. It's a fool's errand. It'll never happen. Never. Now, one last thing I want to talk about is this stupid coronavirus again. I went grocery shopping. The shelves are empty. It's like, you know, the apocalypse is upon us. It's not. It's just people are panicking. So they're hoarding, and that's why the shelves are empty. I'm still trying to figure out why they're making such a big deal out of it. I mean, 3,000 people died in China, and it's on its way down. And China has 4 times our population. And most of the people, just like flu season, they're the elderly. Perhaps I shouldn't talk. I'm getting there, but you know that's who's dying, and that's who dies in every flu season. Maybe I don't know. I think perhaps it's just their excuse to bail out certain industries. Trump is talking about bailing out the airline industry, and they'll bail out the billionaires. They'll use this as an excuse to bail out. Remember, we've had 10 years of growth. Yeah. So the economy was bound for a recession, and now they're going to make this the excuse for it. I think there's a lot of other reasons. I mean, even last October, there were the bond market was being bailed out. The Fed was injecting money into it. I think there was some underlying reason, and they found. And once the coronavirus hit, they found their excuse. I mean, these type of viruses happen all the time. SARS or whatever, they always happen. And they just took advantage of it. They just said, oh, this is the reason. We've got to shut everything down. And that's why Wall Street tumbled. Now, Wall Street usually doesn't give a shit about things like this. You know, it was going to go down anyway. I mean, there's no way it went down this much. And I just don't buy it. I think this was just an excuse. Maybe Trump will use an excuse. Who knows? But in any case, the debate yesterday made it look like, the revolutionaries, they can't handle this crisis. And what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Nowhere was it said that if you had health care, well, they have it in Italy, so that's Joe Biden's excuse. Right? The reason Italy's hit so hard, the reason China's hit so hard is they have a high rate of smokers. They kiss. People live close together. I mean, the reason we probably want to hit the United States so bad is we do have a lot of single-family dwellings, or people who live in apartments, they live alone. People don't use public transportation, they drive alone in the car. That's not good for the environment, but it is good in cases like this in the virus. But the environment is more important. I hate to tell you that. So, again, I want to reiterate what I said Friday. I'm not taking this thing too seriously. I think it's being used. Not saying there's nothing there. I'm not saying there's nothing there. I'm just saying that it's being used to do other things, mainly bail out a lot of billionaires, a lot of the big companies. All right, that's it. That's what I wanted to say. Who knows? Enjoy the time off. Again, St. Paddy's Day, can't go out now. We'll get drunk at home, enjoy it. I guess they're going to have a few primaries by mail, whatever is going to happen. That's about it. Give me a thumbs up, thumbs down. Please subscribe. And Trotsky is out.